Hello everyone, I'm Denise Love, and today I want to share a new art haul with you. As an artist, discovering new and exciting art supplies is always a thrill, and recently I got my hands on some more unique art supplies that I'm excited to share with you in my latest video. So let me show you what I got. I thought it'd be fun to do some more art hauls. And I'll just tell you now, this is my little guilty pleasure, is buying art supplies, and you know you love it too. So I just wanted to show you some of the new things that I can't wait to play with. So I loved my Art Nouveau Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors so much because, you know, I've already been using them in some classes and doing some other stuff. That's the little 24 set that's probably my very most favorite set of watercolors that I have currently. I loved that so much that I thought, well, let me get a few other colors. So that's what this green box is. Let me just get a few other colors, and I got the 48 piece set. So this actually comes in over 100 colors, and I do have that on my little wish list, but I went ahead and got the most basic colors here in this 48 piece set that I can then mix in with my other collection. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I love these. They're kind of a mix between watercolor and gouache. They're pretty and matte, and they make gorgeous colors, and I've already made so many gorgeous pieces of work with the original set that I can't wait to see what I can do with this set. So super duper yummy there. Can't wait to use that. And then I loved my Winsor Newton bamboo calligraphy brushes. This number 4 was my favorite. I love those so much that I ordered some more calligraphy brushes that just came in. And they're different sizes, and they've got such pretty handles that I thought, ooh, pretty for photo props. And the brushes are a little bigger on one of those, and that's probably the same size as the 4, and then this is the little bit smaller one, but just look how beautiful those are. I can't wait to roll those around to make my pretty landscapes with these, so can't wait to use those. Really pretty. And I'll link as much stuff under the video as I can, so that you can find these too, or you can just hunt, you know, Chinese calligraphy brushes and see what comes up for you. Lots of fun options out there. And then we'll do a little test with some of these in a minute. And I got one of these chunky charcoals from my Sketchbox subscription, and I thought, oh my gosh, I love my big fat Derwent extra large charcoals so much that I wished it came in some other colors. And so when I looked up this set, look at these colors. Oh, such pretty colors you can get these in. And the Derwent ones, let's just take a little piece of paper here and just show you. The Derwent ones are very large, very powdery. They go on really nicely. You can mix those with a little bit of water. Let's just look at that. You can do a little bit of water in there and squish those around and just do some other things. So I do love charcoal in a stick form. So I thought, oh, I bet I'll love these too. So these, you'll notice, good marks and coverage, less powdery. So it's a little bit firmer. It's not as chalky and soft as the Derwent, but I can still mush around that color and get some good spread there if I mix it with some water. So cannot wait to use these for marks and some other fun things in my art. Ha ha ha! Then I got these cool Peebo relief outliners, and we all know that the Kuretake gold paste and gold mica ink are my very favorite. So I wished that this had come in some other colors, specifically like copper. So that copper I'm really excited about, and it could possibly be the copper that I wanted with the Kuretake. So I'm extra excited to see how I can work with these little liners. We can make dots, we can make lines, and we'll test those out too. And then, check this out. Liquitex string gel. Who uses this? It's super cool. I saw this painting that had all these lines and stuff on the paint that I was like, how'd they do that? And then I saw a little demo from Liquitex, and I'm like, super cool stuff. You just mix this with acrylic paint, and then you can do it with a palette knife or a paintbrush and just drizzle that paint on in lines and stuff like that. It looked super cool, so I thought we could try that out. And Posca, who doesn't love their Posca pen? The white Posca pen might be one of my very favorite art supplies ever. And I was at the art store and I found Posca pen in dark colors. I've seen some of the brighter colors, but some of those are just not me. Or maybe they are me with the things that I paint and I just shy away from them. I don't know. But I saw this Posca color set in the dark colors. Look how gorgeous these are. Like, look at this yummy kind of dusty pink, or this more of an ochre rather than a bright yellow. I mean, I'm excited about that. And then of course it has white in it. It doesn't have a black in there. I'm kind of surprised, but it does have a yummy gray. Ha! So I'm pretty excited to hop into using some of these in my mark making. So once I get that started and all, but it's got a nice size tip. The white that I usually use has a smaller tip, so it will be a little bit larger mark or dot, but still it's going to be super fun. So I'm excited about the different colored Poscas to perhaps just sometimes get outside my comfort zone and use a different color. So I don't know if you realize that Posca pens come in some other pretty colors, but this set of dark was kind of exciting to find. And the other thing that I got is some Hanimal watercolor postcards. And I got these because I already had a set of them. And I loved them so much that this is probably the third box of these that I've gotten. But I love them because they're a yummy weight, and you could send them to somebody later, but it's like a fun size to work on if you wanted to make some artist cards, or some art prompt cards where you decorate it and you have a little art prompt there that you can pull from when you're feeling kind of stuck. Super a fantastic size for those. And so I thought, I need some more of these, and then we need to make something fun with those. Maybe art prompts. So that's going to be super fun to use. So what I want to do is I'm going to tape down some paper. We're going to test a few of these out. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got out our paint. I've picked a Chinese calligraphy brush to play with. I've squirted a little bit of water on these colors at the bottom because I thought, let's get outside my comfort zone. And I usually do like blue and green or pink and orange, and let's do some kind of dramatic smoky browny reddy orangey mountains or landscapes or something like that. And I'm calling these mountains or landscapes because I feel like, if we use darker colors kind of down here and lighter colors or something as we go back, it's almost like you're standing in the mountains on an early foggy morning as the sun is coming up, and you see that, just yummy differences in the color and such. And I thought, let's just do that. So I'm going to start here with this brown, which is number 47. It's raw umber, and I've got our postcards taped down. These are just those Hanimal postcards because I thought, ooh, why not? And I'm going to treat them like they're all one great big long painting. And then one of my favorite things is let's try our non-dominant hand. Whoa! One of my favorite things is to peel tape. So I like to tape things down, and I like white borders, and then I like to peel that tape and be like, ooh, look what I got. Okay, so let's try this Indian red. Let me get out this piece of paper I was testing stuff on and just see water-wise how thick I've got that. All right, let's do that. Oh, too much water. And I'm just kind of using this brush on the side. I want the unpredictability of it. I'm not trying to get something specific. Like when I'm, if you're being more specific and you're holding the brush up, and normally with these you hold them up and paint with them, but that's not what I want here. What I want here is something cool, organic-y, different than what I normally would get. Let's try this burnt sienna. And I really want to go up further. I don't want it all to be down here at the bottom. Oh, look at these colors. So pretty. And then I got some, how about yellow ochre? Now the thing I like about this set is because I love those metallics. This actually has some metallics down here in the bottom. So I thought, that might be fun to throw a little watercolor metallic in there that comes with this instead of just being always the one that I use. Look how pretty this ochre is in that. Oh, love this. It's almost like the sun is going down, and this is the shades of things as the sun goes down. Super pretty. Now what you could do at this point, let's do the gold first. So this is the regular gold, number 90. But what you could do, this will give us just some little shine in there, I think. Now I forgot what I was going to say, what you could do. Oh well. There we go. I'm loving that. Let's just wash out the brush. If you don't have any of these microfiber cleaning cloths in your art room, they're sold in like the cleaning supplies. You need these. These are so good for drying stuff, for wiping your fingers off when you're doing powder stuff, and then you don't have to go wash your hands. It's amazing. All right, so let's let that dry. Oh, what you could do at this point is throw in some salt if you wanted some texture in that watercolor. The other thing that we can do, glad I remembered that finally, is we can come add some texture and blooms to our paint while it's still damp. You don't want to do this after it's dry because it doesn't work as good, but while it's still damp, and this kind of is similar to the effect that the salt does, we can get some really amazing blooms. Glad I remembered what I was going to say. And the reason I like blooms is because I like texture. If you don't like texture, you don't have to do the blooms, but I do think they're super cool as just an extra little element and fun surprise in there. Or you could do the salt and then let that completely dry and scrape the salt off. The salt will give you a little bit tighter colors, I think. And you don't want to do it when it's too wet because it just blends in. So you don't want it dry, you want it to be kind of damp just before it starts getting dry, and then you get all this yummy bloomage in there. Just to add some extra yumminess to our piece. Super fun. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry and I'll be right back and we'll test out some of these other things. All right, these are almost mostly dry. And what I want to encourage you to do is wait for them to dry naturally. If you're using a heat gun on these, it lets the water seep under your tape and you don't get all the yummy bloomage and things that it's naturally going to do if you let it sit a little longer. And as I was looking at these, I was really loving the bit of metallic watercolor that I got slipped in there because it's a very subtle sheen that you see only if you're up there looking at it and then you're thinking, ooh, what is that? It's not the pop you in the face sheen that you get with the regular gold that I like. So I love that variation and subtleness, which I think would be really beautiful with the copper liner. But I want to do some marks and maybe some string gel and let's just see what we can get. So I love my Create a Color charcoals that we got, and then I noticed as I was taking them all out of their little plastic packages that they've got some graphite up here too. So it's some chunky graphite and then these colors, and I thought, oh, fun. And I really love this soft kind of peachy color, and we could come in and just do marks, lines, just some different textures or something. I use these kind of in the same way that I would use pastels. So that's kind of fun. We could just come in and add yummy funness. Super fun. Let's do the string gel stuff. I want to see what that does. And so I'm going to get a little palette knife, and I'm probably going to use like a little palette knife and just get a little bit of this gel out here on a piece of palette paper. I'm not wanting to do something hugely huge on it, but we're just going to try it out. And I've got some raw umber paint here from Charvin, just because I like that color, and I thought, let's try this. And I might not have enough string gel, but I don't know, maybe. Let's just see what we get. No, I don't think I do. Alright, so let's get some more of that string gel out. Always interesting trying something brand new for the first time, especially on film. But look how that does right there. Ooh, you can kind of even see it as I'm kind of mixing it there. It's got a nice kind of stringiness to it. All right, let's try this with a little more gel. And you might need thinner paint. I used a heavy-bodied paint there. That might be some of what we're... Ooh, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. I see some stringing coming out. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. That right there, super cool. We can get some real thin lines. It's a very kind of slow little process here. Oh, fun! Oh my gosh. Okay, it is super fun. Let's get it where we got like a drip coming off of it. Oop, there we go. Alright, so it definitely is more gel on there, the better. Maybe less paint. You got to kind of get it started and then kind of drip it out and let it do its thing. So I'm going to stop it there. That was actually very fun. Experiment with that, but I thought that would be fun to at least play and try. And I got some cool marks in there, and I think when we peel that paint, we'll really love that. And let's try the copper stuff, because I'm excited about the copper stuff. So this stuff's cool. We can do a couple things with it. I've just taken the cut the lid, because it's got a little piece you cut off of here, and then you can kind of practice on a different piece of paper. But look how we can make some dots, we can make some lines. Now if I make some lines, I could also do this and smear it around just like I do that Kuretake gold paste. So look how pretty that copper is, and it's got a pretty shine. So yummy there. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do some dots? Do we want to do some lines? I'm kind of feeling like, why not throw some yummy dots in here and just test that out? We could kind of follow the ridge of something and make it stand out. That would be a nice kind of use of this. I'm trying different things on different boards here. And of course, I've done the same thing I always do. I'm going the wrong direction. That's okay. And what if we did, oh, let's do this third one over here. I'm feeling like some lines that I can then kind of scrub in. Look at that. Let's do this. Whoa! All right, the paper's got a little bit of warpage to it, but oh yeah, oh look at that. Oh, Could even maybe put some of this on my palette knife. And do that. Ooh, let's do that on this middle one. I like that. Super fun. All right. Definitely great for either one of those. Fun. All right. Let me move this paint before I stick my hand in it. Man, you don't know how many times I've done that. And then what if we came along this ridge? Oh, it is so good for dots. Holy cow. Like best dots ever. Alright, so we got some Posca pens here too. And I thought, what if we tried out some color I would never normally pick to do some marks? So I've pulled out this ochre color, ochre number 19. I got it started. And we could just come through here and maybe do some lines. And this is what I'm doing just because I'm doing it like right on top of the yellow, but I like the extra detail that I'm getting in the yellow without it being sock you in your face. So it's more of a subtle, when you get up close, you're like, ooh, what's going on in there? I need to get closer so I can see that detail. And now that I've got it on here, oh, it's looking so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay, so feeling like colored Posca pens, definitely gonna make a mark on pieces coming in the future. Look at that. And I could come up here. All right, so I've got my big wood yardstick. This is actually a great big paint stick from the paint store, but you could use a yardstick. Now, the reason why I love this is because obviously I work the wrong way. And if you put this down on one side, just way out here, and have one of your hands kind of holding it up, it'll give you a spot to put your hand without touching your paper. So I use this paint stick from the paint store to do that because it was free with some paint that we bought. But you can get art sticks like this, and you could use any kind of stick really, or a yardstick. And it's keeping me off of this string paint, which is going to, I think, take forever to dry. I mean, that's what we get with real thick paint, just something that's going to take forever, right? Ooh, I like that. Okay, so I've done something a little different on all three of these, and played with most of the supplies here that we got today. So let's peel the tape and reveal what we got. I know my little string stuff is still wet, so I'm going to be real careful not to mess those up. But peeling the tape is my favorite part. This is just an artist tape that I got. You can get some at Dick Blick. You can get it from Amazon. I've gotten it from, you can get paint tape from the paint store. The secret to it not tearing your paper is paper's got to be dry, and if you'll kind of pull at an angle, not super fast, you're less likely to damage your paper. Now, if the paper's still wet, you're probably going to pull some paper. So let's just pray that I have let this paper dry enough that I don't tear the paper, because, man, I'm loving these. Totally outside my normal colors. Oh, look how pretty. But it's super pretty. All right, let's very carefully, oh, there we go. Whoa. Okay, I've got some wet paper here. And if you've got wet paper, either stop or slow down. Oh, 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 look at that. This is so pretty. I love these colors and the different marks. Look how pretty and shiny that copper is. Oh, love it. And I just like showing you guys things that you might think, ooh, I need that one thing, or I need all of that. I want you to jump into this art supply mania that I tend to live in. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. This one's got dots on it, And you can see that shimmer of gold down here. Look how pretty that is. I just want you to know of stuff that's out there that you've never seen that you're like, ooh, I need that. Look how pretty this is. And with the string stuff on it, I love how that made like an extra little movement there at the horizon line. Look how pretty this one is. This could be my favorite. I don't know. I love them as a little triptych. I love after you peel the tape that you can then move them around and you can be like, ooh, I love it this way or that way. Or let's say there's one that you're like, oh, I don't love this one at all. I love these two. And then you have like a little diptych instead. But when you do more than one, there's always going to be one that you love, one that maybe is you don't love. Maybe you love all three, and then there might be one that you're like, eh, and then you could just take that one out of the mix. How super cool. Okay, so I hope you loved seeing this art supply haul that I got, and you can't wait to try some of these fun things. And I will see you next time. And if you love seeing when I put a new video out, definitely hit that subscribe button on my channel, and I'll talk to you later.